What's up guys, this is King David Forex again. You are welcome to my YouTube channel, and today what we'll be discussing about is a very powerful strategy on volatility. Also works for currency pairs, step index, and boom and crash. Okay, so to me, I would say this strategy is a very powerful strategy. Okay, it works for all trade, even crypto. Okay, so of course you can always try it on demo account to see the efficacy. So before we proceed, if you are just going to enter my channel for the first time, make sure you subscribe to my channel and make sure you don't miss my videos, because every Monday definitely I'll be dropping new content on forex strategies and on crypto. Okay, so first in this trade I'll be showing to you guys, we need 4 indicators. Okay, so we'll be working with 4 indicators. The very first one is Bollinger Band. Okay, like I explained earlier on Bollinger Band, if you don't actually understand what the functions are, you can always go back to my previous videos and you get to understand what Bollinger Band does. Okay, so to add that, if you're an Android user, okay, like here now I'm using Android to explain. Okay, because for iPhone, I don't know, I try to use my iPhone to do the video because of a certain reason with the EDX we're adding. But for Android users, so probably an iPhone, those with iPhone can find a way to figure it out. Okay, so let's just start from there. From Android users, click on your F like at the top, then you look for Bollinger Band. Okay, make sure that this apply is to low, apply to low, then you can leave other settings default. Okay, except this apply to low, done. Then what we'll be adding again is moving average. Okay, moving average 48, just like that. Just edit the period to be 48, the method to be what, simple. Then this style, you can choose anyone you want to choose. Okay, so this style is just about the thickness of the line, so I think I prefer this for pixel. So done. All right, then the third indicator we're going to be adding is MACD. Okay, MACD. So MACD, make sure that your fast EMA is 7. Okay, if your one is different, you can take it to 7. Your slow EMA is 9. Your MACD SMA is what, 7. Then make sure that this apply is to what, to high. Okay, so I think the other settings is okay, done. Then the last indicator we'll be using, that I was explaining that I have issues with that on my iPhone, trying to delete something, is this ADS. Okay, there's this average directional movement index. Okay, so in default, let me set it to default so you understand my point. In default, this is how it look like on your smartphone, like this last indicator window here. I'm referring to this window here. Okay, so that's how it will be on your probably iPhone users and also Android users. So but in this indicator, we don't need this plus D1 and minus D1. Okay, so what I do is that you click on the color, this pixel, and click on none. Okay, same here, none. But for my iPhone, for those that are using iPhone, I try to pick this same color to eradicate that line. Like if you check here now, that those two lines have been eradicated. Okay, but I don't know what's wrong. I picked that same option on my iPhone. I don't know. So I don't know if you have an option to do that on your phone, on your iPhone. What we're trying to say is that this plus d1, we don't need them, and this minus d1. Okay, then you go to your levels, then you can change the color to probably red or any color you want, or probably blue. Then you click on this top plus here. You can click on pixel, come in, sorry, come in, trying to click on, sorry please, trying to pick this level. I don't know why it's not. Okay, so 25. Okay, 25. Just make sure that your level is 25. Sorry, then you click on done, then you have it set up. So for this is what we just need, all the indicators we need for the strategy. Okay, so let's go straight to the point. All right, sorry, sorry, let me modify something. This level, let me change color to red, then pixel to 4. All right, so I'll make a clarification. Let me first start with this ATX first. Okay, let me try to explain. So let me start from the up. Let me explain each indicator, the function. First, okay, I think for the very first this first window here, I've explained that if you type that follow my video on YouTube, on my channel rather, you definitely get the information. So if you don't really understand that, let me just do a recap. To get in-depth knowledge, go back to my previous video. This moving average 48, okay, is definitely to get your trend. I'm referring to this yellow line here, this yellow indicator. Okay, it's used to get your trend. So from my last video, I made a point that when candles are trending below this moving average 48, which is this yellow line, it indicates a partial downtrend. Okay, all right, then if it is trending above it, it indicates a partial uptrend. All right, like I said earlier in the previous videos, there are many ways to determine trend. Okay, but partially, this moving average 48, you can determine your trend with it. All right, so I think I get myself clear. So again, let me come again. To get a downtrend, when candles are trending below moving average 58, it indicates a partial downtrend, and also vice versa for uptrend. That means opposite for uptrend. All right, so that's just that. Then this Bollinger Bands, okay, this first green line, talking about this green line here, okay, and this middle Bollinger Band and lower Bollinger Band. This, as regards buying method, okay, if you are buying, this upper Bollinger Band serve as resistance, and this this lower Bollinger Band serve as support, and also pursuit for selling condition. Okay, so that's just a recap of what I don't want to waste our time here, so because you guys are here to get the strategy correctly. But if you want to get more about explain about the indicators, you can refer to my videos. Then let's explain this second window here. I mean this MACD. Okay, this MACD is used to confirm our entry points as regards this strategy. Okay, this MACD window here is what it will determine our entry point. Okay, then the last window, this ADS, is used to determine a consolidating market. Okay, a market that is consolidating, a market that is not too sure to either place a buy or sell. Perhaps when the buyers and sellers are having equal momentum, so the market tends to fluctuate and consolidate. So this ADX is a very powerful indicator to determine when market is consolidating. This majorly applies to volatility and step index and also currency pairs. Okay, all right. So what we'll be doing now is to go straight to the point on the strategies. And first, I want you to understand that there are three conditions now that will be putting in place. So 3 conditions that will be putting in place when to buy and when to sell. Now the very first condition, let's take a buy as a case study. Okay, let's take buy as a case study. So I'll be using this place as my very first case study. Yeah, this very, from this top here to this down, like this, just like this. I want to use this as my case study. All right, so the very first condition is that your trend must be a downtrend. Now we are talking about a selling condition here. Let's say, for instance, you're launching into volatility or any other trade that have to do with volatility or boom and crash. Okay, sorry, I'll talk about boom and crash later, but let's talk about volatility at first. Let's say I get into volatility or step index or currency pairs and I want to sell. The very first condition I tend to observe is, what is the trend of the market? Is it a downtrend or uptrend? All right, so from here is a downtrend. Why? Because this is the moving average 48 and currently candles are below it. Okay, so I'll pick that as what, as my downtrend. All right, so that's that. And not just that, after you justify your trend to be a downtrend, the second condition you look after is your what? Is your MACD. If the MACD lines are facing downward, it confirms your entry. Okay, and this middle Bollinger Band is a very powerful indicator as regards the strategy to determine your what? Your entry point. Okay, now first, this is the, let's take for instance, when you enter this MT5 like your trade, and you tend to see from here, okay, you're actually seeing markets kind of doing some consolidating. Now you ask yourself, why this place like this? Is because of this ADX. The ADX has already given you an indicator that the market is consolidating. Now, how do you know when a market is consolidating? If this 25 is your benchmark, okay, if this ADX line is below this 25, it indicates that the market is what? Is consolidating. So as regards that moment, you don't place trade even though other conditions are met. So having justified all your conditions, the last stuff you look after is what? Your ADX. If it's below this 25 as regards this benchmark, you don't take that trade. Okay, you don't take the trade. So that's why you tend to have this kind of little up and down of market here. So yeah, even from here you see have a bit having like it was under 25 here. So I think after a while it starts going up, which indicate that the market has left downtrend. So I've left consolidating state. Pardon me, please. Okay, so that's that. So the first condition is what? Is your trend, which is a downtrend, as you guys say, then your middle bulliger band here serve as your entry point. When the candles are trending below this moving average, below this middle bulliger band, this middle bulliger band is also known as 20 moving average. Okay, so let's say the very first candle crosses this middle bulliger band and the next one start coming up, so you pick your sell from this second candle here. Like after this very first one that crosses it, then you pick your second condition, you start selling in this second condition, in this second candle here. Why? Make sure that your MACD is facing down. Okay, so you are on a sell here, you're in a profit. This is a little pullback. Okay, now please, when this sell get to lower bulliger band, please take your profit. Okay, if you must not take your profit, please lock your profit. And if you don't understand how to lock your profit, probably I'll do a video on that. Locking your profit is just like very simple, just setting your stop loss at this lower bulliger band. So perhaps when after a very long sale, if it starts like from here now, after it's, let's say you lock your profit from here, like you put your stop loss here, after that actually passed. Okay, so when probably you're not in the market again, when the market start going up, it will definitely close the market for you here, and you won't lose your entire profit. See, as you can see from here, it start going up back. So if you don't lock your profit, you'll be in loss again. Okay, so first condition is this moving average 48, this yellow line. Okay, if it is trending below it is a sell condition. Not just that condition, the second condition is that it must have crossed this middle bulliger band, then you start selling from the next candle. Okay, then make sure that your MACD is facing downward and your ADS is not below this 25. Even I think from this trade at first, it was when it started coming up that, like when it started going up that 25, that it starts to sell. All right, let's check a perfect condition. Okay, this is also a perfect condition. See, it tend to, after it crosses this middle bulliger band, the next candle start coming up, you place, and your MACD is facing downward. Yeah, you start selling. This is 5-minute time frame. Then okay, maybe you sell 1 2, that's about 10 minutes, and your ADX is above 25, which is a very nice trade. Then like I said earlier, you take your profit when you're about to approach this lower bulliger band, because it's like I said earlier, lower bulliger band serve as resistance. Okay, as you guys crash, and opposite for buying conditions. So let's go to M15 time frame. That's 15 time frame. All right, let me find a very nice. Okay, all right, this is a very perfect entry here. At the very first instance here, I told you that the very first condition you look after is your moving average 48. And please don't misquote me. I made a statement in my last video on moving average 48 is to determine a partial downtrend, not a standard or way to get a downtrend. Okay, so it to determine a partial downtrend. So the downtrend you getting from that chart is temporal. Okay, a temporal. So all right, so the very first condition here is this moving average 48. Okay, as you can see, this is moving average 48. So candles are currently below it. All right, you don't just pick your trade. Your second condition is that it must have crossed this middle bulliger band. You know I told you that this middle bulliger band serve as your entry point. That is, when am I to enter the trade? All right, so when am I to enter the trade? So you start picking from your trade from the next candle having justified that your MACD is facing downward. Please don't forget that your MACD must be facing downward. This MACD confirms your entry, that yes, my entry is perfect. Okay, so if MACD is currently upward, I don't advise you to take that trade, because it might be a mere pullback trying to trick you. It might be a false signal. Okay, so you place your trade when you have your MACD being down. Okay, being down. Then last but not the least is what? Your ADX. Your ADX must not be below this 25 benchmark. Okay, so but the fact that it's not below, it signifies a perfect trade. Okay, then you start selling. Then of course this is 15-minute time frame. Let's say you sell 15, 30, 45. Then of course when you have series of sell, you should be expecting a pullback. So this was a pullback. Okay, from here you can close your profit and enter again when you have after your pullback. So you can, but for my own advice, you close your trade when you're getting close to what? To lower Bollinger Band, to avoid story that touches. Okay, all right, this is also a perfect entry you get here. All right, this is another condition here. This is moving average 48 is, so candles are currently trending below it. That signifies a what? A downtrend. Okay, it signifies a downtrend. And as you can see, the second condition is that it crosses this middle Bollinger Band, which is also known as 20 moving average. And don't forget please your MACD, which is the third condition. So the second condition is what? Is facing downward. And please your last condition, this ADX should be either on 25 or above it. It will not be below. Okay, so as you can see, if you start selling from here, let's say 1, 2, 3, that's about 45 minutes. Okay, and you know what is volatility means. If you use a very standard lot size on volatility 75, of course you know what you're going to make from that. All right, so that's that. You can check other trades again. Same thing applies to buy condition. Okay, let me also check out a buy condition. Okay, I think I have a perfect buy condition here. If you check here at the very first instance, I won't pick this trade. Yeah, I won't pick this trade, even though it tends to touches the target as take profit. But check this ADX here. Okay, it's below this moving this 25, which signifies a what? A consolidating market. So I will not advise, I want to advise you to do that. Okay, so let's check out it, because like I said earlier, Forex itself is able to be very smart. Okay, very smart, not just trading. Like see, down is a very nice setup here. As you can see, this is a very nice setup. The very first condition is this moving average 48 here. Candles are currently above it, which is the opposite of selling condition. Then the MACD is facing upward here. Let's say after this candle, you tend to, I told you that this middle Bollinger Band will cross this current buy candle. Then you start entering, you start buying from the next candle. As you can see, let's say you start, this is 15 minutes, then there's a pullback. Let's say after this 30 minutes, you take a profit. Then in as much that your trade is still within this region, just keep holding. Okay, so it is when it has broken this middle Bollinger Band that you close your loss. Okay, in as much your trade is still down, is still below, is still within this region, like I mean within this middle Bollinger Band and upper Bollinger Band, still hold your losses. Okay, as you can see, like let's take it as a case study. Okay, now from here is when you start buying. Of course, this candle was a buy candle before it got to this reversal candle. I can see that it started retracing, but it could not break out this moving average 20, which is also known as middle Bollinger Band. It started going up again. and definitely it got toward upper Bollinger Band. Even from here, you should know that you should leave the market. Why? Your ADX is showing you that market is currently consolidating, like it's fluctuating. So you should leave the market and take your profit. Okay, so that's that. Let's check out another condition again. Okay, this also is this is sorry this is also a sell condition, as you can see here. See here, this is also a sell condition. Let me also check out. Okay, I'm sorry, I think this is also a perfect condition here. If we check it, even I think it's not actually perfect because of this 8x. Okay, so I will not advise you to just risk it, but most cases your trade tend to perfect. Like one time you asked me that why does condition this trade did not actually why this place was not successful. Of course, you should know that your index is what it is below 25, so of course you should know that it's definitely going to be successful. So that's that. So it works for all trade. Okay, let's check out here as well. If you check here, you can see your first condition is your moving average. Okay, and after it crosses this middle Bollinger Band, you start buying from the next candle. Okay, your MACD is facing upward, and you can see that the ADS is already above the 25 line. Then you take a profit when you are very close to upper Bollinger Band, just like that. Okay, all right, let's check out this a second condition here. Checking out this first condition, this is moving average 48, and these candles are trending below it. Okay, as you can see that after it crosses this current second candle, you start entering for the next candle, and of course you take a profit when you're approaching lower Bollinger Band, and your MACD definitely is facing downward, and your ADX is above 25, just like that. Okay, let's check out. Okay, so you can also check it if it works for other trade. Okay, it works for other trade, even currency pairs and even step index. Let's check out step index. Okay, this is step index. I have it set on my phone. Okay, I think sorry. Okay, right, step index as well. It works for that. Just the same format, same process, the same conditions. Okay, so it works for it as well. So you can always check it out, and also for currency pairs, and also for volatility, and even boom and crash. Even on boom and crash, let's check out boom and crash. This is boom. This is boom. Okay, let's check it out. But this you guys, I don't really place much trade on following the trend on the market, so I like to predict spikes. So but this can still assist you to also predict spike. Okay, it's also a powerful way to predict spike. So just depending on how you can make it. Okay, it depends on how you can make it. Just like this place now, you can see that when there was a sell here, let's say you're looking for a buy condition. Why? Because this is moving average 48. Okay, already candles are above it. That signifies uptrend. So for the fact that it signifies an uptrend, it means what you're looking after is what is a buy. Okay, so now MACD of course is facing upward, and 8 days above, of course you can use that as a spike and see, you can see the spike that occurred. So there are many ways to make it with this strategy. Just for to practice it and see the efficacy. It works for boom and crash, volatility, even but for more efficiency, okay, I would advise you don't use it to follow trend on boom and crash. Okay, what I mean about that is that in boom and crash, like in boom, you should not use it to sell, okay, and in crash, you should not use it to buy. You should always work, like you should always use it to serve as an advantage as regards spike rating. Okay, so that's what I would advise. But then for volatility, step index, currency pair, crypto, you can use it for both sides. All right, so thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate. So you can always test it out on demo account if it works, and if you need more training on forex and tools, and if you need my software, you can always check contact me on my line, my WhatsApp line. You get my line on the description. Okay, so you can always ask questions on this video I just uploaded and to more clarification. So thank you very much for your time. Don't miss my videos every Monday. Make sure you subscribe if you don't subscribe, and make sure you share to your friends. All right, have a good day.